Okay, so for this tutorial, I'm using expression hair. As y'all already know, I always use expression hair unless I mention otherwise. So actually, I'm going to start off with the small braids that are in between the bigger braids. And I actually already did 2 down the middle. And I'm going to have 2 small braids in between each larger braid, except for the last one, because the space was so small. So I just did 1 skinny braid in between that one. But I'm just going to go ahead and braid it. I'm not adding any weaves to those braids. And I'm also going to braid it about halfway down her actual hair. I don't braid it all the way. I pretty much braid it until I know that it's not going to come down. But the first braid was a little behind the hairline, and then the next one is going to curve right into the hairline. Okay, so now that I'm done with the smaller braids, I'm going to go ahead and do the bigger braids. I always like to do the smaller braids first, just so I can have my parts already parted out for my bigger braids. But I'm just going to start to feed in her hair. If you have not checked out my previous video, please go ahead and check that out. I did a detailed video on how to do feed in braids / stitch braids. It doesn't have to be stitched. Obviously, you just wouldn't use your finger. You would just add in the hair underneath. But please go ahead and check out that video. It gives a much more detailed and clearer view on how to actually add in the hair and make it neat and everything like that. I'm really just doing this video more so for the style of the braids, so that y'all can have like more ideas on different styles that you can do with feed-in braids, because there's so many different styles that you can do. So I hope that y'all enjoy this video. I'm going to have a lot more coming soon. And I'm also going to be doing a Where Have I Been video. So stay tuned for that. To add before anyone else asks or mentions it, I did bigger braids in the back because for one, she wanted larger braids in the back. She didn't want her buns to be too big, but also because when you put your hair up, it can be bulky on the sides if there isn't a space for the braids that's in the front to fit into. And I've mentioned that once before in a ponytail video. So yeah, keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that I am using the same amount of braiding hair for the bigger braids as I did for the smaller braids. The only difference is the size of the parts. I wouldn't want the bun to have different size braids in it, so that's why I did that, if you were wondering.
Rub your fingers down my things in life come free.